Imagine how the romantic tension in Titanic would be if Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet had no spark. Would Jack and Rose's story still make you swoon? Chemistry can make or break a film, yet some pairs simply fail to ignite the screen. Marry Me features Jennifer Lopez as a glamorous pop star and Owen Wilson as a down-to-earth math teacher. Despite their individual talents, their on-screen chemistry was criticized for lacking the necessary spark to make their romance believable. One particularly cringe-worthy scene is their initial meeting, where Lopez's character impulsively marries Wilson's in front of a concert crowd. What should have been a whirlwind romantic gesture felt more like an awkward publicity stunt.
I'll marry you. You.
Dad, that's you! Go!
As one reviewer quipped, J-Lo is believable as a superstar, and Owen Wilson is believable as an everyman, but they are not believable at all as a couple. From glitzy concerts to modern-day LA, another pair struggles to sell their romance. In You People, Lauren London and Jonah Hill play a couple navigating cultural differences and familial expectations, but their on-screen chemistry was sorely lacking. Critics pointed out that their interactions felt more platonic than romantic. Viewers struggled to buy into their love story as their body language and dialogue seemed mismatched.
I love you so much. I'm blown away by your beauty and your intelligence and your grace. Mira, will you marry me?
One reviewer darkly quipped, her disdain for Jonah was so profound it felt like she took the role in order to sabotage this movie. Even in a saga as beloved as Twilight, sometimes the magic between the leads can be more fizzle than sizzle. In the Twilight saga, Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson portrayed the iconic roles of Bella Swan and Edward Cullen, but their on-screen chemistry often felt more like a case of cold, sparkly skin than a burning passion. Critics highlighted that their interactions were stilted and awkward, with clunky dialogue exacerbating the problem.
I'm designed to kill.
I don't care.
I've killed people before.
It does not matter.
As one reviewer quipped, even though they dated in real life, they still couldn't muster any chemistry on the big screen. From vampire love to a lackluster romantic thriller, even Hollywood heavyweights can struggle to create believable connections. In The Tourist, Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie, two of Hollywood's biggest stars, were expected to deliver sizzling on-screen chemistry. Instead, their romantic scenes were criticized as detached and uninspiring. One particularly underwhelming scene is their first encounter on a train, where Frank and Elise are supposed to have an electrifying conversation that sets the stage for their ensuing romance. Critics noted that their interaction felt more like a mundane exchange between strangers rather than the start of a thrilling love affair.
I'm sorry.
What for?
The lack of connection was so palpable that one reviewer remarked, the unlikely Depp-Alina on-screen couple just weren't really into each other in real life. And we could see that in their lack of chemistry in the movie. From Venice to New York City, even a classic musical couldn't save the next pair from a chemistry misfire. In Steven Spielberg's remake of West Side Story, Ansel Elgort and Rachel Zegler took on the iconic roles of Tony and Maria, but their on-screen chemistry left much to be desired. Critics pointed out that their interactions lacked the intense passion and connection that made the original characters so memorable. A notable scene is their duet Tonight, which should have been a heart-stopping declaration of love, felt more like a rehearsed performance with little genuine emotion. One reviewer remarked, "I found his scenes with Rachel Zegler so flat and boring that they almost spoiled the whole film for me." Just as Elgort and Ziegler struggled to convince as star-crossed lovers, another famous sci-fi romance faced similar challenges. In the Star Wars prequels, the romance between Natalie Portman's Padme and Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker was intended to be epic and tragic. Instead, their on-screen chemistry was often described as stilted and awkward. Critics and fans pointed out that their interactions felt more like forced recitations than genuine emotional exchanges. A particularly cringe-worthy example is the infamous I don't like sand scene in Attack of the Clones, where Anakin's awkward attempts at flirtation make the dialogue almost unbearable.
I don't like sand.
Here everything is soft and smooth.
One reviewer joked, the couple, played by Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen in Attack of the Clones, is like a pair of mismatched socks. Moving from a galaxy far, far away to a magical school in Scotland, even wizards can fall short in the romance department. In the Harry Potter series, the romance between Harry Potter and Ginny Weasley was highly anticipated by fans of the books, but the on-screen chemistry between Daniel Radcliffe and Bonnie Wright fell disappointingly short. Critics and viewers noted that their interactions were awkward and lacked the passionate intensity that the story demanded. A particularly underwhelming scene is their first kiss in the Room of Requirement in Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Instead of a moment filled with longing and excitement, it felt flat and emotionless. One reviewer quipped, Daniel Radcliffe and Bonnie Wright first get together as a couple in Harry Potter. Only a magic spell would put some chemistry between these two. From wizards to space adventurers, another sci-fi pairing failed to ignite the screen. In Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, Cara Delevingne and Dane DeHaan were cast as the lead duo tasked with saving the universe, but their on-screen chemistry failed to launch. Critics highlighted that their interactions felt forced and lacked the necessary spark to make their characters' relationship believable. A glaring example is the scene where Valerian confesses his love to Laureline amid a high-stakes mission. What should have been a heartfelt moment felt more like a dry reading of lines, devoid of any real passion or connection.
What?
Will you marry me?
Not funny.
One reviewer joked, the CGI alien girl in the first 10 minutes was more compelling than Delevingne. Just as Delevingne and DeHaan struggled to connect in space, another iconic actor faced similar challenges on Earth. In Jerry Maguire, Tom Cruise and Renee Zellweger are supposed to bring a touching romantic story to life. However, critics noted that their on-screen chemistry was underwhelming and failing to portray the deep emotional connection required. One particularly infamous scene is the climactic "you complete me" moment, which despite being iconic, felt more like a hollow proclamation than a genuine emotional revelation.
You complete me.
You had me at hello.
Love it.
A reviewer noted, I didn't believe Cruise was into her at all, and the "you complete me" scene is so cringy and unbelievable to me. From sports agents to time-traveling lovers, another pairing's chemistry fell short in a film spanning decades. In The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett were expected to deliver a captivating romance spanning decades. However, their on-screen chemistry was often described as tepid and unconvincing. A particularly flat scene is when Benjamin and Daisy reunite after years apart, where their supposed deep love feels more like a polite meeting between acquaintances.
It's you, Benjamin.
One critic quipped, Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett play this couple in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. The whole romance has been called plain awkward. Just as Brad Pitt and Cate Blanchett struggled to convey their epic romance, another rom-com duo failed to deliver the laughs and love. In The Ugly Truth, Katherine Heigl and Gerard Butler were cast to create a spicy, combative romantic comedy, but their on-screen chemistry fizzled rather than sizzled. Critics lambasted their interactions as forced and lacking genuine romantic tension.
Now that is a bra. Boobies in this thing say, put me in your mouth, they taste good.
One reviewer humorously noted, Katherine Heigl and Gerard Butler wouldn't make a great couple. Just watch The Ugly Truth if you don't believe us. Just as Heigl and Butler couldn't find the magic in their rom-com, Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson faced similar challenges in bringing a dystopian romance to life. The Hunger Games series, despite its success, faced criticism for the lack of chemistry between Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson. Their characters, Katniss and Peeta, were supposed to share a deep and complex bond, but their on-screen relationship often felt more like a sibling bond than a romantic one. One reviewer noted, it was just never believable that Katniss had any sort of romantic or sexual feelings for Peeta. In Hollywood, on-screen chemistry can be the secret sauce that transforms a good movie into a great one. However, even the most talented actors can sometimes fail to create that magical connection. So, next time you watch a movie, remember, it's not just the script or the setting that makes a love story believable, it's the intangible magic between the actors themselves.